Hello everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of Zelda Outlands. Last time we finally finished the dungeon, and we got our 5th heart, which means that we can now purchase and wield the white sword. However, while we should be making that purchase ASAP, we're not going to. I mentioned, one of the other easier dungeons to defeat is Dungeon O. But in order to defeat Dungeon O, we're going to need to get some meat. So, near where the white sword is, there's another dungeon, Dungeon L. And in Dungeon L is where we can get meat, and probably where the game intends you to get another piece of meat to be able to go back into Dungeon O and complete it. Problem is, pretty much as soon as you get into that dungeon, there's going to be a money in your life option. Zelda's going to be like, I'm getting control. You have to either lose a heart container or pay her 50 gold, or 50 rupees. So, if we went and got the white sword right away, then we wouldn't have enough time to build up rupees without doing some excessive farming. And going into that dungeon to get the meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick venture into that dungeon, grab the meat that we need, and while we're in there grabbing the meat and making our exit from that dungeon, we end up picking up the other 50 rupees that we need to replace the 50 we're going to spend on the money or life room, and then we can go and pick up the white sword. So that's the plan. So plan our work and then work our plan, and avoid these eyes. It's kind of creepy. They were just rocks in the base Zelda game. And like the first quest, we have this guy over here. So let's take out some bots that tend to drop good rupees. Yeah, there's nothing, no dungeons over here, like in the first, unlike the first quest, but there is a hidden secret to pick up a whole bunch of rupees, so that's the main reason we're going over here. So, thankfully we can kind of hop in and then take off and leave, so it's not like the last quest where we had to do a lot of backtracking and coming into this desert twice. We want to initially get the level 2 raft and ferry, and then later on to finish up the dungeon and get the bomb bag upgrade. Bombs are good use against these blue bots. They would otherwise take 4 hits to defeat. But they do hurt a lot if they hit you, so we're just going into a bunch of these extra rooms just because I want to have those when I leave this desert area. I want those orange bots to respawn, and the respawn rate is based on the amount of rooms that you enter. So if we just did a straight beeline path for what I want to show off over here, which is mainly what is in the old level 2, the bots wouldn't have enough time to respawn, so we're going into the upper path there. And we're just going to play cautiously here because we were down to half a heart, and I said one of these things can hurt. Take off one full heart, so. The annoying thing is they don't necessarily, while they will pop up out of the ground near where they went down into the ground, they don't come up exactly in the same spot. So there's a good dodge right there. Woo, pro. What's not pro is this guy stealing 20 of our rupees, but even though despite him stealing the 20 rupees, because we're not necessarily going for the 220 that we need to buy the white sword immediately, it's not going to hurt us that I showed that off there. So we can get those rubies back and much more by blowing our ocarina here and uncovering this secret. Keep this between you and me. Well, anybody who watches this video is also going to see it, so I can't keep it between us, buddy. So, yeah. Oh, we're almost at the 220. So, 42 to go. No shame in using your bombs. It's nice when we can get a group in like that. There we go, 5 rupees right there. And the more we get now, even though, like I said, we don't need the 220, we only need the 50 for what we really want to accomplish here. The more rupees we farm here and we get here now, the less we'll have to potentially farm if we don't make up the 50 rupees we're going to lose in Dungeon L. Wow, we got a fairy there. And hey, we're back to full life. Alright, let's use our ocarina and see where it's going to warp us. Hey, it's going to warp us right here near where we picked up the bow and arrow. So, gets us near where we wanted to go, so that was good. Got our happy bombs again. Well, it's going to be so nice when we finally get a sword that can take these guys out much quicker. Yeah, these bots tend to be a good source of rupees, but I guess they're just a pain because they take so many hits and they're not always vulnerable because they're jumping in and out of the ground. So it's so nice when you get the magical sword. You can take them out in one hit, but that will not be for a while. So, yep. Interesting thing about the hearts in this game is you don't actually get the last final heart, the 16th heart, until after you beat the Thunderbird. And the same thing with the red tunic. I know when I was doing practices and first, figuring out this, this game and taking notes and trying to discover where things were, I was like, am I missing something? And I'm usually very thorough when I'm going through games because I take extensive notes, I draw maps and stuff, and I was like, am I missing something? And then it turned out, I was like, well, let's just keep going, and I kept going, and lo and behold, yep, there's the Thunderbird isn't, at the end of the dungeon. He's more like about 2/3 of the way into the dungeon. So yeah. Pick up an item. And let's pick up some fairies here because we're like 4/5 of our way through our life. And let's head on up. This left path here. Unlike the base game, where we kind of needed the whistle to navigate this weird maze that kind of would screens loop in upon themselves, in this quest, we don't have to do that. We don't need the whistle to get to where we need to go. We can just, the scrolling will actually work in our favor, so that's probably because the game realized, the creator, that it had to be like that, otherwise, because you wouldn't be able to get the fairies needed to unlock and get to this dungeon. So, wand is in the same location as last time. It's one of the few things that hasn't really changed. The bow and arrow store being another big one, and this potion person here being here as well. But once again, useless without Begu's letter. Here's the screens that wrap in among themselves. We go through the hole in the top and get in the hole in the bottom. And these caves are all one-way direction things that take us to the next section to the left. And the hole on the top leads to the hole on the bottom. And then we're going to go into the hole on the top to get to the hole on the bottom. Now this time what we're going to do is to get to the screen we want to go into. We're going to go in this one-way warp and it's going to take us back to the middle, and now we can go up the middle, and we can pick up this ferry, and we can make our way over to near where level 7 was in the first quest. So we're going to be using a series of one-way warps. But we're not going to have to go over another screen to where level 7 was. The dungeon is going to be in this screen right here. But blow up those guys. We'll pull out our ocarina. Give it a toot. And it removes that block. And here we are in level L. So, and this is where we're gonna, like I said, we're mainly coming in here, harkening back to the first few dungeons we went into. We're just coming in here to get an item, and then we're gonna hop on out. So, this is not gonna be another completed dungeon, but it will help us set up to get other dungeons. So this is why we didn't buy the white sword right away, because otherwise we wouldn't have the money to buy that or to safely navigate that room. And so we're making quite a few trips through this dungeon. Push this block, but we're not going to go in those stairways. Those stairways will eventually lead us to where the power glove is, but it's difficult to get that power glove because it's guarded by a whole bunch of strong monsters, several different headed Galeoks. I think it's a 2, a 3, and a 4-headed that you have to defeat consecutively. So yeah, program in addition to like in Dodongo rooms also seem to like Gleoks, or the wizard carracks that pass with the Gleoks in this game. So yeah, we'll be running into a lot of them. So well, I guess the good news is you get really good at fighting Galeoks after this hack. So take out these guys, seeing if they drop any bombs. And I can't believe I got hit by one. These guys usually tend to be very easy because you can stun them. They have no projectiles. They just walk towards you, and they also suffer a hit back or knockback, which means that when you hit them with your sword, they will fly backwards. So that was a good find right there. That little medallion made that room so much easier. Pick up some free rupees. Like I said, we're going to try to refill those 50 rupees that we lost, and get an additional 20 to be able to afford the white sword for 220 rupees. So that's something new in this. There's going to be rooms that look empty, but if you stay in them for a while, a staircase will appear. So we saw that in the room with the raft. We ran to get the raft. So sometimes if you're not following along and you decide to jump ahead of me, if you're following along this to do a let's play of this, and you find yourself in a dungeon and you don't know where to go, maybe pause in a room and wait to see if something pops up. So they usually give you a little clue that that's the case by not having anything else in the room. So as you see, that one room where the hidden stairway appeared, there was no monsters. So there's another hidden stairway there, but we're not going to take it. We're going to take this door to the north to fight this one-handed carrack. Basically the Galeok monster. It can be a little annoying to fight him because he can get trapped on the ladder there, and so you don't necessarily have full maneuverability, but at least it's only one hand, so we can deal with it with our equipment loadout. And we pick up the meat, and now it's time for us to beat feet, because we got the meat. And we got some hungry moblins to feed, so let's first get out of this dungeon. Leave the dungeon through this door right here. So let's just take out these enemies. So as always, we end up with a clear screen to start in our next episode. So finish these guys off, and I'll meet you back here for next episode. Have a good day. Bye.